What is going on, YouTube? Joe here with Culination Media, bringing you yet another Pokemon X and Y Wi-Fi battle today. And today's opponent is going to be the Mikey J. And some of you may know him from YouTube, so I will link him in the description below. He does, Wi-Fi battles and stuff like that too, so he's a pretty cool guy. He also has a Twitter, so I'll probably put that in the description as well, so you can find him and watch his stuff and all that good stuff. But the first thing that stuck out to me here is going to be that we both have an Empoleon, which is kind of strange, but I've noticed a lot of people have been using Empoleon lately, so it's not too surprising. The other thing that I noticed is that I fucking hate Togekiss, and it's on this guy's team, so that kind of makes me mad. Not at him, but I just can't stand Togekiss. I really can't. So, other than that, Deoxys Defense is another Pokemon that I have not played against up until this point, so I'm kind of curious what it does. I'm guessing it's just like an entry hazard type thing, with Stealth Rock and Spikes and maybe Toxic Spikes or Recover, I don't know. I really don't know. I guess I'm just going to find out. So he's going to start off with his King Sawz, his shiny Scizor, and I'm guessing that's also going to be his Mega Evolution for this battle. I'm going to start off with my Mamoswine, and the whole reason for that being that I just want to set up Stealth Rocks and, just get that going, get that residual damage for when he switches in and out. So he's going to Mega Evolve on the first turn here, go for the Bullet Punch. And that breaks my Focus Sash. Doesn't get me down to 1 HP, but enough to where he can kill me on the next turn. So I do set up my rocks, which is great. And now I'm going to switch out because I don't really want Mamoswine to die just yet. I'm going to switch into Chandelure and hope he goes for another Bullet Punch. But it turns out that this Scizor actually is running Defog as well. So, yeah, I'm pretty much not going to get my rocks up at all, because I wouldn't be surprised if Deoxys Defense also is running Rapid Spin, so that's that. And actually, Empoleon can run Defog too, so he might just be like super anti-hazards. And so in comes the shiny Empoleon, and yeah, he takes that Shadow Ball pretty nicely, and now I'm going to switch back out to Mamoswine, pretty much just to let him die. And he's going to go for the Aqua Jet. And that's also unusual. I mean, I know it's a priority water move, it's stab, all that stuff. But, I mean, Empoleon is much better from the special side, so I don't normally see too many Aqua Jet Empoleons. But it worked there, it gets rid of the Mamoswine, so now he's going to switch out as I bring in my Sparks the Manectric. And he's going to bring in his shiny Gliscor. And this man just has so many shiny Pokemon, it's crazy. I mean, obviously they're not legit, but still, craziness. And, alright, so, I'm going to get the Intimidate off on this Gliscor, which is awesome, because he's a physical attacker and such, but I went for the Volt Switch while he switched in, so that's not so good for me. Good for him, not so good for me. So, I need to switch out here. I mean, I'm not locked in, obviously, because I'm a Mega Evolution, but I don't really have anything I can do to him other than Overheat, so I'm going to switch out to my Cotton Eye Joe, which is my Whimsicott, and this thing is awesome. I love my Whimsicott. Yeah, it took me a while to get used to, figuring out how to use him, but I've done a pretty decent job. I've warmed up to him a little bit, so he's not like sure Death Fighter like he was before. So I went for the Encore there to try to lock Gliscor into a stupid move, but he ended up switching into stupid-ass Togekiss. Cannot stand this thing. And so I switch into Sparks to take the Air Slash, and I take that pretty nicely, so he's going to have to switch here. He doesn't want to have to take a Thunderbolt or anything, so he's going to switch into his Gliscor as he did before, but I predicted it this time. Wasn't going to fall for that twice, and Overheat, and that does a lot of damage. It ends up getting a crit, which is really unfortunate for him, because that would have been a 3-hit KO, or I don't know. I want to say 3-hit KO. No. 2-hit KO. I don't know. Probably around a 2-hit KO. My bad. But still. On the off chance that it would have been a 3-hit KO, I don't know. Crits are never good. So let's just leave it at that. I'm going to stop trying to do math in my head because that's just not going to work out. So he's going to go for a Swords Dance. And I just saw one of these Swords Dance Gliscors before. And that's just kind of strange. So I guess maybe it is a thing and it wasn't as weird as what I thought it was when I saw it. So I bring out Scizor, go for the U-turn, and I'm going to send in Chandelure here. And he's just getting more and more poison heal damage back, or recovery, that is. And he's going to go for Protect again. So I just go for the Shadow Ball, and of course, that does nothing. He's getting more recovery, and there's not really a whole lot I can do about it. So I'm hoping that this Shadow Ball is going to kill now and just stop this once and for all. And I end up getting a crit again, so this Gliscor gets critted twice. I'm pretty sure this last one didn't matter, but like I said before, crits always suck. They always suck. So in comes the Torpedo, the shiny Empoleon, and I need to switch out here because Shadow Ball's not going to be enough to kill him, and he'll be able to kill me with an Aqua Jet or something similar. So it turns out that he has Knockoff, which is, I believe, a move tutor move from Black and White 2. And it's great that he used that as I switched in Manectric here, because he can't knock off the item, so it doesn't really do any damage. In comes the Deoxys defense, and I'm suspecting that the entry hazards are coming, so I actually went for the Thunder Wave here to get a status condition on something now that Gliscor's out of the way. So I get the paralysis on the Deoxys, which is great, and I'm going to go for the Volt Switch here, and I'm going to switch into my Tinsect. And I wasn't sure exactly what he was going to do. It ends up just going for Stealth Rock, so I'm like, okay, this is going to be an entry hazard set. Probably Stealth Rock, Spikes, or Toxic Spikes, one or the other. And then, like, Recover and maybe Rapid Spin or something like that. So I go for the U-Turn with Scizor there. And that's going to be super effective. It does a lot of damage, but it still doesn't kill because Deoxys defense is just bulky as crap. So, in comes Chandelure, and he's going to take quite a bit of damage from the Stealth Rocks there. And now he's going to start setting up Spikes. And it's bad news that Chandelure is in here, because Chandelure does a number on a majority of his team, actually. His team just doesn't like Chandelure really at all. So, he's going to switch into his Scizor here, expecting the Shadow Ball, but I out-predicted him here just a little bit. Or maybe he over-predicted. I decided the safe move was Fire Blast, and he switches into the Scizor, King Sawz, and the Fire Blast connects. Down goes the Scizor from full health, and that's just awful for him. So that pretty much is the match there. I mean, he can still come back, obviously, but having that Scizor alive was very, very important. So he's going to go into his shiny Galvantula now, who hangs on with the Focus Sash. And that means he's going to be able to get Sticky Web up, which is, good news for him. He needs something here. So, he's got all the entry hazards up, and that's great news for him, because he needs to make something happen here. So, he's going to go back into his Togekiss. I went for the Fire Blast on the Switch, and it misses. I'm like, okay, I mean, it has to miss at some point. So, I go for a Fire Blast again. That hits. Takes away about half of his HP, and Air Slash does not kill. And I'm faster than him, so yeah, the whole flinching thing doesn't come into play. And that's why I really, really freaking hate Togekiss, is because I am constantly flinched and para-haxed by this thing. So thankfully, another Fire Blast is going to take him out. At this point, I actually haven't used any PP-ups on Fire Blast, so I'm actually out. So I thought about switching, because I would have to go for Struggle. But I figured he would go for Aqua Jet and just try to kill me off. So, yeah, I just let him die, and if he didn't go for Aqua Jet there, I would have been faster and would have just went for Struggle, which would have been pretty funny. So now I get a free switch into my Manectric, which is awesome, I love free switches, who doesn't? Unfortunately, my speed is lowered. It doesn't matter, he's going to go for the Aqua Jet here, and that doesn't really do anything because, well, one, his attack is kind of low, and on top of that, I had the Intimidate, so lowered his attack even more, and Thunderbolt's going to be able to take out that Empoleon. In comes the Deoxys defense, and he's paralyzed, and there's not going to be really much he can do. He, I think at this point, realizes that this match is pretty much over, so the turning point really was the Scizor coming in. And here we go. The Galvantula is going to come back in, and it's down to 1 HP. So I'll just go for a Thunderbolt again and finish him off. It ends up being, I believe, a 4-0. But it was a lot closer than that, and it definitely could have gone the other way had his Scizor not died when it did. So, yeah, definitely a closer match than what the score would indicate. So hopefully we can have another match at some point, because, like I said, I just really feel like it could have gone either way. But, yeah, all of his stuff's going to be in the description below if you guys want to check him out or battle him or whatever. But that's it for this time, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Please leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. But until then, game on.